all and welcome to our crochet yet again for another tutorial. My name is Mary. We are doing our final row to the Granny Square Blanket Crochet Along. Yay! We have been waiting a long time for this. Guys, if you're just joining us new, firstly, welcome. Secondly, you haven't missed out on this Granny Square Blanket Crochet Along. I will leave the links to the playlist in a description box down below and you guys can catch up to us when you want. The joy of YouTube is you can just do it at your own pace. And when you get to this stage, get excited like we're about to get excited today. Yes, we are doing our, ta-da! I said it was going to be a gorgeous border and I meant it. How gorgeous is this? I said it'll be a fancy border. It won't be as plain as you see here. So there you go. Now, as a rule, it doesn't have to be a big rule. I use this rule all the time. You don't need to use it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Why? Why not? Now, each one of our squares, sorry guys, to the newbies, sorry. Each one of our squares that we made had 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows to our square. So, the normal rows that we just completed should have actually added up to 4 rows. Doesn't have to, but as a rule, it should add up to it. Again, you can change it. I've done it where I've only done 1 row and then done the border, only because those are the times where I've run out of yarn. But what we did in the last, in our last tutorial, we did rows 1 and 2. No, we didn't. We did that one and that one, sorry, where the doubles, the 2 doubles are there in the corner, or they joined in the corner, and then we did a normal row there. Then we went away and did our other row. So 1, 2, 3, and that row there is 4. So there you go. So don't stress too much if you didn't do 4 rows. Don't stress if you've done 8 rows, 10 rows, 1 row, it doesn't matter. The border row is a forgiving pattern. So don't panic if yours did not even out at the end, because apparently some of mine didn't even out at the end either. But you can't tell because it is a gorgeous rise and fall pattern. Okay, I did say I would do a pattern that's a little bit different. So some of our newbies may not get the pattern, may not get the stitches. Don't stress, don't stress. I will upload next week some stage the chunky version of this tutorial. So if you find that you didn't get it the first time, again, don't stress, there will be a chunky version, and the chunky version shows you the stitches real close up and slow and thick so you can actually see them better. For our regulars and our avid crocheters who can crochet very, very fast, slow down with these stitches in this one, because you can skip a stitch or lose a stitch and whatever else have you. Doesn't matter, again, it's a forgiving pattern. If you miss 1 stitch, don't stress. What can I say? What can I say? We used, oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about my derriere there. Excuse me. We used, hello. We used this yarn. It is the same yarn that we've been using throughout our tutorial to do our join as you go. However, that's not saying anything. If you want, and I didn't, but if you want, you could use any one of the colors that you used to join your squares or to make your squares as a final row. Now, I have done that in previous blankets before, so it can be done. It's not a big deal what you use for the final row. And I found that doing the final row in a different color has given it a fantastic effect. But again, you don't need to. You can do it exactly the same way I've done it. And don't stress if it doesn't come out perfectly right down the edge here. It's a forgiving pattern again. What else can I say, guys? This time next week, we are going to be blocking this blanket. We are currently blocking another blanket, which is the reason why I didn't block it after I finished it. The other blanket we're blocking is our double crochet V-stitch blanket. If you want to do that one there as well, the full playlist to that one will be in the description box down below. So you won't miss out on that one and you won't miss out on this one, guys. The beauty of YouTube is you can stop and start at your own pace. So if you haven't caught up to us right now, it doesn't matter. You catch up when you are ready. What else can I say, guys? I'm not going to talk anymore. I am going to let you do the Granny Square Blanket Crochet Along border part number 10, final part 10. Well, it's actually not the final part because the washing and blocking will be the final part. But again, it's not a big thing. You don't have to wash and block. However, I'm quite adamant about washing my product before it leaves the premises. So it's entirely up to you guys. If you don't want to wash it, you don't have to wash it. But I think with the touching and the swapping from here to there, in and out of baskets, showing you guys on and off tables, I would like to wash it and get rid of all the grease and oils and whatever else stains there may be on your blanket. So this time next week, join me for the washing and blocking. But for now, let's get on with our border. Okay, so where we left off, where you should have left off, is you should have slip stitched into here. And I haven't done it just to show you what you need to do, especially our newbies. You just slip stitch into that third chain like we have been doing all the way through our project. So we slip stitch onto there. Now, as we've been doing all the way through our project, we are going to slip stitch into that first double crochet, slip stitch into the next double crochet, and then you've got that space. Slip stitch into the space like so. Hold it there. You are going to chain one, but give that one a bit of a tug so it's nice and tight. It's not going to classify as a stitch. Okay, we are going to put a single crochet in the same space. When we come back around, we're just going to slip stitch into the single crochet and not that little stitch that we tightened before. All right, now corner. We're going to do a corner first. I did it this way so that you can actually see how to do the first corner. So now we're going to put a double crochet in that space there, just one, and then we're going to put what we call a half treble. Now a half treble is a little bit taller than your double. You still put your yarn over hook like you're about to do a double, place it through the space like you're about to do a double, pull up a loop like you're about to do a double, but when you get to here, you yarn over hook, pull it through one loop only. Yarn over hook, pull through two. Yarn over hook, pull through the last two. So you will notice that your double is smaller than your half treble. Okay, now we're going to do 3 trebles. So it's 1, 2. The yarn has to go over the hook twice. Pop your hook in the space like you would normally for a double. Pull up like you would normally for a double. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops. You're going to put your yarn over hook, pull through the first 2. Yarn over hook, pull through the next 2. Yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. So see how your stitches are raising. You've got a double, half treble and a treble. We are going to do 2 more trebles, 1 and 2. Okay, so that's 1, 1, 2, and 2. I said 2, yeah? I meant 2. I hope I said 2. So, double, half treble, 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 treble. And now we're going to do a half treble again. So pop your loop through there like you're doing a double. Yarn over hook, pull through 1. Yarn over hook, pull through 2. Yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. Then you're going to put a double crochet at the end. So I'm going to show you what we've done on the corner because this is very important. Otherwise, if you don't get these stitches right, your corners will be out of shape. So you've got a double, half treble, 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 half treble, double. Okay? I think you got it. We're going to do another corner soon, but not for a long time yet because I think we're on the longer edge. No, we're on the shorter edge. That's good. Okay, so now you've done your corner. Your next space you come to, you're going to do a single crochet. All right? Then your next space, this is another tricky one. It's not like the corner. It's going to be a little bit trickier. You're going to put a half double only in that space. Like that. Pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay? Then you're going to do a double. 1. And another double. 2. And another double. 3. And then you do a half double. Okay? So initially what you have is a half double, 3 doubles and a half double. So when I said it's tricky, the actual stitches are not tricky, but it's getting the pattern right that's going to be tricky because your next set is going to be different again. All right? So between every cluster, you're going to do 1 single crochet. So you've done a cluster, you've done a single crochet, a cluster, and now your next space will be a single crochet. So you will always be doing a single crochet between every cluster set. Now, your next cluster set is going to be very similar to your corner, but not as many stitches, okay? So you're going to put a double crochet in the space, just one. Then you're going to do a treble, and a half treble. Yarn over hook. So you're ready to do your double, but you're not going to. You're going to do a treble instead. So yarn over hook, pull through the 1, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. Okay? And now you're going to do a normal treble. So yarn over hook twice, and then you do yarn over hook, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the next 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. Okay? I'm hoping this is making sense for you guys with the half treble and the treble. So now we've got 3 in there. We're going to do another treble. So yarn over hook twice. Pop your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the next 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. You've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go half treble. So it's like you're doing a double. So you pop your hook in, pull up your loop. However, you're putting your first yarn over hook through the first loop only. Then yarn over hook, pull through 2. Yarn over hook, pull through the next 2. Now your next stitch will be a double. Just a normal double crochet. Let's pull up that loop and let's have a look what you've got. Okay? So what you have is double, half treble, 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 half treble, double. Okay? Now, whoops, geez, I'm doing well now, aren't I? Okay, so that's your next cluster set. So what your next space is going to tell us is single crochet. Remember, single crochets between any cluster set you do. Now, see that cluster set and that cluster set? You're repeating from that single crochet to that all the way along. So I'm going to do that first set with you so you know what I mean. You've done your single crochet, and that's your taller set. See how that's smaller? That's your taller set. So your next set will be the small one. All right. So I might say cluster 1 and cluster 2. So you get it. Cluster 1 is the shorter set. Cluster 2 is the taller set. So now we are going to do cluster 1. When I have the pattern written out for you, which, yes, guys, I will have a pattern written for you. I've got my pattern writer ready on hand, and she's ready to write those up for me. So when I have the pattern ready for you, it'll be in written version, so you'll be able to understand it a bit better. So we're doing the first cluster set, okay? So you've done your single crochet. Your next space will be our first cluster set. So that will be half double. I'm almost forgotten now. I'm trying to use memory. Half double, 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and wait a minute, let's see what I did now. I've forgotten. 1, 2, 3. I'm lying. Better make that 3. My apologies. 3 double crochets. So you've done a half double, then you've done 3 double crochets. You're going to do another half double, and that's your first cluster set. Then you will go single crochet in your next space, as you would when you're jumping into those spaces in between. Now you're going to do the second cluster set over here, and that second cluster set is 1 double crochet, a half treble, 1, 2, 3, and 2 trebles, 1, 2, might be 3, I can't remember now, can you believe it? So you've done your half treble, you've done your double, half treble, 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 and you're doing another half treble, 1, 2, and 2, and now you're doing a double crochet. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky because yours truly is trying to remember the pattern without looking at the written down version that I have done in the past. So I'm going to do another set so that you haven't got confused with me jumping up and down. Okay, so here we go. We'll do one more set. Whoops, bring that up a little bit. That's the way it goes. Now remember, after every cluster set, we do a single crochet in the next space. There's your 1. So your next space, because we've done the second, the first, and then the second again, we're going into the first cluster set. So that is a half double, then 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and a half double. So this set here is so much easier to remember. So the first cluster set, all you have to remember is half double, 3 doubles, and a half double. The next set is usually quite confusing. So before we jump into our next set, we're going to do a single crochet in the next space. Now your next set is double crochet, whoops, 1, half treble, yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through 1, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the next 2. Your half double, your treble, and now you need 2 trebles. 1, 2, okay, and now you're doing a half treble, yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through 1, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2, okay, and then you do your double. Okay, so you have done again single, your next cluster set, first cluster set, single, your second cluster set. So these 2 here, well these 4 instructions here, you're going to do all the way across until you get to the end of the row, which really isn't that far. But I'm not going to let you sit there and watch me do all of those stitches. When you get to about there, stop and I'll meet you up. Alrighty, so let me show you what you have done thus far. Alright, oh, let me bring it out a bit so you all can see. Alright, so there's your corner that we did, the first corner. We've gone all the way along. How gorgeous does this border look? I know, right? Don't stress too much if you've made a little mistake in between 1 or 2. I haven't, I don't think. But just if you have, it is a forgiving pattern. So there's lots of space in between different sections. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, we started off with the smaller, the first, we'll say the first cluster set. And we ended off with a second cluster set there. So your next cluster set will be the first. However, if yours hasn't ended up the same, don't stress. Again, it is a forgiving pattern and it's more just an image to look at how pretty the rise and fall is, really. Okay, so don't stress too much if it's not the same as mine. Don't forget you may have done more rows, so it would have given you more spaces. Again, it doesn't matter, all right? So here we go on with our end of the row. I'm going to raise this up a little bit. Oh, that's too much. Sorry, guys. And you can see all the paws in my hand. All right. Okay. So now I ended off with a second cluster set. So the set before the corner will be the first cluster set, the smaller one. So it's a half double and 3 doubles. 1. Is that not close enough? No, that's not close enough now. There we go. 2. And 3, and then another half double. Okay, so again, if you look carefully at this side here, there was actually a single crochet there. Don't stress if it hasn't landed on a single crochet. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we're going to do our corner. Nice little close up, very fiddly corner, remember? We do a double crochet in the corner, 1. Then we do our half treble, which is yarn over hook, pull through 1, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. Now we're going to do 3 trebles, 1 and 2 over the hook, yes? So you do 1 treble, yarn over hook twice, 2 trebles, yarn over hook twice, and 3 trebles. Okay, you are going to do your half treble. I don't know if I called that first one a half treble, but this is a half treble. Yarn over hook, pop it in, yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through the first loop on your hook, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. Now we're going to do a normal double crochet just to finish off the corner, single crochet in your next space, pull up that loop and have a look at your corner. All right, so your corner should always have one extra treble, if this helps, than your normal double cluster set. Okay, so your first set, your second set, your corner should look similar to your second set with an extra treble in there. I hope that helps you with the pattern. Again, I will have a written pattern eventually for it, so don't stress too much. If you are still unsure of how to do the pattern, please, by all means, let me know into this comment section down below, and I will put the chunky pattern up very soon, and that will help you out. But that won't happen for another week or so yet, okay? But this one here will come up first, obviously. All right, so we've done our basic second, really that's classified as your second cluster with an extra treble in it. So now we're going to go into our small cluster set, the first cluster set. So it's a half double in there, whoops, 1, and then you do 3 double crochets, whoops, 2 and 3, and you do a half treble, half double, sorry guys, then you do a single crochet in the next, and then you do your second cluster set, which is a normal double crochet, half treble, 1, 2 and 2. Now you do 2 trebles. Remember we did 3 trebles in the corner? We're doing only 2 in the second cluster set. That's 1, 2 and 3. Now let's do another one. 1, 2 and 3. And now let's do a half treble. 1. And now we do our double crochet. All right, guys, so what I want you to do, now this is the best bit. As we did that corner there, see this? We're going to do exactly the same all the way to your next corner. And if you end up with a large set there, don't stress, just go in here and do the normal corner set with your 3 trebles in it, okay? So do that all the way across here, all the way across here, and all the way across your third side. When you get to here, stop, meet me up, and we'll continue. All right, if you were anything like me, your end of your row would have ended up there where you're going to put a single crochet in, and then you've got your single crochet in the next row as well. Now, like I said, it is a very forgiving pattern, so don't stress if that's how it's landed up. If it hasn't and you're ready to just slip stitch onto that after your last cluster set, so say you landed on that, just slip stitch into your single crochet. However, if you're like me and you have a space before your single crochet, pop in your next cluster set. Mine is the large one. So with the large one, because we've already got a single crochet in there, okay, we're going to do a normal double crochet as we would in our large set, without it undoing like that. A normal double crochet, 1. You know what it is, my blanket's pulling because it's so big. Let's bring it up, that's better. Sorry guys, there. And then you're going to do your normal half treble, which is, you know how to do that now because you've been doing it all the way through the pattern. Then you're going to do only 1 treble, just for this space, if you have a single crochet in there, okay? So that's 1 treble. Then you're going to do your half treble. So instead of doing another treble, you're just going to do a half treble there, like that. You're going to do your double, and then see that single crochet right at the beginning? We're going to slip stitch in there, like so. It's just to fill in the gap. Then we'll pull a loop through as we would with any other item that we crochet, give it a cut. Before you cut, make sure everything's correct. And I've already checked mine before I came on, so I know it's all correct. Then you bring it out. Have a look at your work. Isn't it gorgeous? I love this border so much. And again, like I said, it is a forgiving border. So what you do, give it a tug there. Grab one of your needles. We are going to thread the loop there. Okay, and we are just going to pop our stitch right through there. I think that's my son who's just arrived home. Okay, so I'm going to pop the thread through there. So we've put it through the back. And again, I just put it through any stitch. Okay, so don't fuss too much. And now all you need to do is find a place. Oh, it's so far away, how can you see? Okay, find a place anywhere you want to weave in that end. And I'm just going to pop it in to that, splitting the yarn as I would with any of my weaving. Don't pull it too tight because you don't want your, if you pull it tight, everything is going to bend. So you just want to have a nice tension. And once you get to the back here, you can actually weave it in and out of that last bit that you just crocheted. Okay, so just weave, weave, weave all the way through. This is the best bit, guys, because this is the very end of our blanket. So I'm very excited. And this has taken us how many months to get this blanket done? It's taken us quite a lot, hasn't it? Well, it hasn't been months, it's been quite a few weeks. So you weave it in for as many times as you like. I've done it twice. Ordinarily, I would do it 3 times. But I'm not too worried because that's a very thick piece of work we got there. That's not going to come undone. Now go ahead and weave in all your other ends as you would any other time. And on our next vlog, I'm going to discuss what we are going to do next. Thank you so much for joining me in our first Crochet Along Granny Square blanket. This is the very first Crochet Along we've done, and yet we have done numerous Crochet Alongs in between. Someone asked me, why do you do so many different items in between? Not everybody wants to do a double crochet Granny Square blanket. Not everybody wanted to do the double crochet V-stitch blanket. Some people wanted to do a scarf like the double crochet V-stitch cravat. If you want to do that one, the links to that one will be in the description box down below as well. And other people wanted to do little things, so smaller items. So yes, I started this blanket a gazillion years ago. All right, it was only a few months back, exaggerating by a few million years. And here we are now at our very final row, and we have completed it, guys. You need a big pat on your back for completing it. Don't forget to join me next week for the washing and the blocking of your blanket. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell button if you need further tutorials. And all I can say right now, guys, is ciao for now.